Welcome back to the channel, soap opera fans. If you're as obsessed with The Bold and the Beautiful as I am, then buckle up because today's video is a deep dive into one of the most intriguing spoilers we've seen in a while. We're talking about that chilling clue from Eric Forrester that has everyone buzzing about Katie Logan Spencer's future. And trust me, this isn't just your average fashion drama. It's tying back into Katie's long history of heart issues, family feuds, and those high-stakes twists that make B&B the ultimate guilty pleasure. I'm aiming to break this down in epic detail today, expanding on every layer, every callback, and every possible outcome. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my B&B breakdowns. Let's get into it. First things first, let's set the scene for anyone who might have missed the January 13th, 2026 episode. Eric Forrester, the legendary patriarch played by John McCook, sits down with Katie Logan Spencer, brilliantly portrayed by Heather Tom, for a heart-to-heart about her brand new fashion house, Logan. Eric's offering his wisdom as a veteran designer, and he drops this line: "You need to make a big splash out of the gate, otherwise you're dead." Oof. On the surface, it's solid business advice in the ruthless world of high fashion. A flop debut can bury a brand before it even starts. But given Katie's medical history, it hits different. Fans are speculating wildly. Is this foreshadowing a literal life or death crisis for Katie? Could the stress of launching Logan push her fragile heart to the brink? We're going to unpack this step by step, exploring the characters, the history, the recent plot shifts, and what it all means for 2026 on B&B. Let's start with Katie Logan Spencer herself. She's one of the most enduring characters on the show, introduced back in 1987 as the youngest Logan sister. Played by Heather Tom since 2007, Katie has evolved from a somewhat overlooked sibling to a powerhouse in her own right, but her journey hasn't been easy. Katie's always been the resilient one, the fighter who bounces back from betrayal, loss, and yes, near-death experiences. Her heart issues aren't just a plot device, they're woven into her core identity. Remember, it all started in 2008 when Katie was accidentally shot by her brother, Storm Logan, William DeVry. The bullet damaged her heart beyond repair, and she needed a transplant to survive. In one of the show's most controversial and emotional storylines, Storm took his own life to donate his heart to Katie. It was a sacrifice that saved Katie, but left her with a borrowed heart, prone to rejection, stress-induced attacks, and complications. That transplant wasn't the end of Katie's health woes. Over the years, she's faced multiple crises. In 2012, during her tumultuous marriage to Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, Katie suffered a heart attack after discovering Bill's affair with Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood. The emotional betrayal literally broke her heart, or at least exacerbated her condition. Then, while giving birth to her son, Will, now played by Crew Morrow, Katie nearly died from complications related to her heart. Doctors had to perform emergency procedures, and it was touch and go for episodes. Later, in 2019, Katie dealt with kidney failure, requiring another transplant from her niece, Flo Fulton, Katrina Bowden. But the heart has always been the central vulnerability. The show has teased relapses whenever Katie's stress levels spike, whether from family drama, romantic entanglements, or business pressures. And now, with Logan Fashion House, the pressure is at an all-time high. Shifting gears to the current storyline, let's recap how we got here. The Bold and the Beautiful has been on fire lately with the fallout from the Luna Nozawa saga. Luna's chaotic arc, filled with secrets, betrayals, and emotional turmoil, shook up the entire canvas. Katie was right in the mix, dealing with the ripple effects on her family and her role at Forrester Creations. There were subtle hints during those episodes about Katie's health, passing mentions of her feeling fatigued, conversations with Donna about not overdoing it, and even a scene where Katie clutched her chest during a heated argument. Fans like me were on edge, thinking, here we go again, is this the setup for another heart scare? But then, the Luna plot wrapped up somewhat abruptly, shifting focus to this new fashion rivalry. It felt like a bait and switch, but in true soap fashion, it was probably just a delay. The writers are masters at planting seeds that bloom later, and Katie's health concerns didn't vanish. They're lurking in the background, ready to explode. Enter the Logan fashion house. Katie's decision to strike out on her own is bold, pun intended. After years of working in the shadow of Forrester Creations, she's reclaiming the Logan name to build something independent. It's a personal triumph, but it's also ignited a family war. Her sister Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, sees it as a betrayal, a direct attack on the Forrester legacy, especially since the Logan name has been tied to Forrester for decades. Brooks accused Katie of stealing the name for her own gain, leading to explosive confrontations. Ridge Forrester, Brooks' on-again, off-again soulmate, is furious too, viewing it as a threat to his family empire. The tension is palpable, sister against sister, Forrester against Logan. And Katie? She's pouring her soul into it. She's assembling a team, navigating press inquiries, and dealing with the emotional weight of proving herself. Bill's her biggest supporter, funding the venture and being her rock, but even he can't protect her from the toll it's taking. Now, let's zoom in on that pivotal scene from the January 13th episode. Katie's at Eric's place, feeling overwhelmed. She's confiding in Donna about the challenges, and then Eric joins the conversation. He's retired, or rather forced into retirement by Ridge, but his passion for design hasn't faded. Eric shakes Katie's hand, congratulates her, and says, "Logan will be as extraordinary as you are." It's heartwarming, but then he gets real. He talks about the early days of Forrester Creations, how it was a challenge to build an empire. Katie admits she's building on quicksand, no lead designer, limited time, and family mocking her. Eric's advice? You need to make a big splash out of the gate, otherwise you're dead. Oof. On the surface, it's solid business advice in the ruthless world of high fashion. A flop debut can bury a brand before it even starts. But given Katie's medical history, it hits different. Fans are speculating wildly. Is this foreshadowing a literal life or death crisis for Katie? Could the stress of launching Logan push her fragile heart to the brink? We're going to unpack this step by step, exploring the characters, the history, the recent plot shifts, and what it all means for 2026 on B&B. Timing seems key here. The show just wrapped up the intense Luna saga, which featured Katie under significant emotional stress. Fans were sure they were building toward a health scare for her, but then the plot shifted. It seemed like they were switching gears, but now this Eric moment suggests that health angle is definitely still in play. The writers are masters at planting seeds that bloom later, and Katie's health concerns didn't vanish. They're lurking in the background, ready to explode. To compare to other B&B health storylines, Katie's stands out. Think about Eric's own near-death in 2023 from a mysterious illness, or Steffi's addiction battles. But Katie's is recurring, tied to her identity as the fragile Logan. The show uses it sparingly but effectively, often when emotional stakes peak. The timing now is perfect. Post-Luna chaos, the fashion war provides a fresh trigger. Success equals vitality, failure equals danger. And Eric's line? It's classic B&B double entendre. Lines like this work in the moment but carry weight later. Eric might not realize the irony. He's talking business but unknowingly voicing Katie's risk. Speculating on what's next, several paths emerge. Optimistic, Logan succeeds with Eric's designs. Big splash, Katie thrives, health stable. It mends family rifts. Brooke sees Katie's strength, Ridge respects the competition. Bill and Will celebrate, perhaps a romantic recommitment. Pessimistic, launch flops. Stress triggers the heart episode. Katie collapses at the runway, hospital rush. It reunites the Logans, forces Brooke to confront her jealousy. Maybe a new donor twist or medical miracle. Dramatic? Hybrid. Partial success, but a mid-launch crisis. Katie pushes through pain, reveals her condition, leading to emotional payoffs. Bill steps in heroically, or Will's involvement adds generational depth. Fan theories are wild. On forums, some think this ties into a bigger arc. Katie's crisis brings back storm flashbacks or flow complications. Others speculate Bill's support hides ulterior motives, perhaps a Spencer Media tie-in. Reddit threads discuss Eric's rebelling. He's not retired, he's reinventing. One user said, if Katie's heart fails, it's the ultimate Forrester-Logan war casualty. Facebook groups debate, Eric's words are a clue, Katie's health is back. No major X-buzz yet, but it's early. The show's 2026 previews hint at rebels and high-stakes moves, fitting Eric's defection and Katie's risk. Behind the scenes, Heather Tom has spoken about Katie's resilience. In interviews, she notes how the heart story raises awareness for transplants. John McCook praises the family dynamics, saying Eric sees Katie as a kindred spirit. Writers love these layers, glamour mixed with vulnerability. Bottom line, Eric's warning isn't just advice, it's a spoiler in disguise. Katie's life hangs on Logan's success. Will it be triumph or heartbreak? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think a heart crisis is coming? Hit like if you're hooked, subscribe for more, and stay tuned for updates. This is just the beginning. B&B is heating up.